Hello kindred souls, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. We're doing a Soulful 7 reading today, a little bit differently than what we may have done in the past. We're asking Spirit today, what are the hidden truths? What are the hidden messages, elusive messages, messages connected to our subconscious, messages connected potentially to dreams, to synchronicities. We're really digging into and asking Spirit to reveal the intent of messages that they may have been on your heart and mind, and you feel like your Spirit is trying to communicate with you, but you have not been able to discern exactly what this message is and its intent and its purpose in your life. So for today's Soulful 7, that's what we are going to be focused on. I'm feeling really, really connected and grounded and aligned for you today. So I am delighted to be able to share the messages that Spirit has for you. I have prepared 3 groups that you can choose from. 1, 2, and 3. So pause the video if you need a moment to meditate on which group or groups has your message in it. And without further ado, we're going to move right into the readings. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. Again, we are asking Spirit the question of what are the hidden messages, elusive messages, messages in our subconscious mind, our dream world, or just our inner moon energy world that have been elusive to us. And we're trying to find answers, and we're trying to figure out exactly what those messages are, what their intent and purpose is in our life. So let's go ahead and flip over our guiding energy, which are from our two moon decks. So we have the full moon in Sagittarius. Ooh, and we have balance. So right away, with Sagittarius energy and this idea of balance, temperance. The Temperance Tarot card is coming to mind right away for you, group number 1. So the energies that I'm picking up right now, the hidden truths, is that it feels like you've been spending a lot of time really focused on one specific detail about something, or you've been kind of mulling over something, or some little tiny incident, something really small has just been running amok in your mind space, running amok, and you can't seem to find peace in it. There is just confusion and constantly kind of churning over this one thing. You keep zeroing in on it. So there is a message here that until you are able to pull yourself back, to take a step back and pull away a bit from the situation and look at the bigger picture of things, that it's going to be really difficult for you to see the intent and purpose of the situation. So I'm getting the message that maybe you're in a difficult place. Maybe you're going through some challenges right now. Maybe you feel like you're being tested. And as long as you stay in that focus and in that space, you're not going to see the bigger picture. You have to pull away from the current situation, the current series of events, and see what came before the event and what will come after the event. So getting a broader view of your situation is going to help you navigate, and is going to help you find some balance in your mind space, as well as just in your life overall, and help you to find some peace as you work through some of these challenges. What I'm also seeing with the full moon energy here in Sagittarius is this idea of fire energy and channeling fire energy. You might, if you have strong fire placements in your chart, you might be channeling too much fire energy. And if you don't have a lot of fire placements in your chart, or you have a lot of like earth placements in your chart and you're more laid back type of personality, you might not be implementing enough fire energy into your life. That fire energy is all about doing and going, exploring, adventuring, taking risks. It's a really a very energetic type of it's a very high energy type of a position for the moon to be in, and potentially even uncomfortable, because the moon is naturally a water energy, and you know, Cancer rules the moon. So having Sagittarius in that space, it might feel exhausting, especially if you have really strong, you know, feminine placements in your chart, earth or water, in your birth chart. So there is an encouragement for you to be open like our Sagittarius, to be expansive like our Sagittarius, to expand your inner world, your heart space, and be adventurous and take some more risks, and as far as love and friendship and all of those heart space things, to open yourself up to abundance and open yourself up to bigger opportunities in your career as well. I'm also getting a message here about connecting your career endeavors with like what's in your heart that you should be doing, like aligning with your purpose and aligning with what you should be doing with your life. That message is coming through. And then this idea of balancing, being balanced. So the waning gibbous 3 talks about this idea of balanced energy and being balanced. So again, if you feel like you lean more towards, you know, masculine energy, divine masculine, so an air or fire energy, or you lean more towards water or earth energy, there's really a request here for you to come and meet these energies in the middle and balance them out, and not feel like you have to go all in. You know, you have to either be you have to be all in or all out. So there's a request here for you to find ways to balance these energies. I like to think of, you know, when I really focus on my health and wellness, it's like you're going to the gym, you know, you're eating things that you might not necessarily really like, and of course that's not sustainable. So I feel like the purpose of balance is sustainability, and to be able to carry the qualities of these energies into your life moving forward, and that it's not just a temporary fix or a temporary thing that kind of just comes and goes in your life, and you're not, once you have to release that energy in order to fall back on your quote-unquote natural state, if you go all in, then you end up losing the benefits of that energy as well. So again, if you just go full throttle Sagittarius, fully open, and you're naturally like a divine feminine leaning person, and you end up depleting all of your reserves of energy and you know, wearing yourself down to the bone, then you're gonna get to a point where it's not sustainable, and you're gonna have to completely get rid of that energy and replenish yourself. And a lot of the times, you know, when you're hot or cold, in or out, and things are binary, then you end up missing out on the harmony of these energies when they work together in a balanced and sustainable way. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay. So we have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration. Okay. So I feel like this is very much so connected to our Sagittarius energy. I feel like the full moon in Sagittarius is really calling you to look inside of yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I want to be doing, or what is it that I should be doing with my gifts and talents right now? Am I doing that? And if I am not, how can I do that? And I feel like the blue flame energy is about, you know, really leaning in to who you are, and who you are specifically when you are in alignment with your purpose in this world. When we are truly in alignment and we activate, like, it's almost like you can do more. You can have a greater impact. You can do more in your life. You can, things feel less laborious, even though you may be spending more time or resources on something, when it is in alignment with your destined path. When you are in alignment with your destined path, that energy, that fire energy, that do energy and active energy is not going to be as depleting as if you were doing it all in a space of unalignment, or you're putting the energy into something that's not in alignment with your purpose. So just keep that in mind as well, that you're activating your alignment and your true intent. Okay, I think I actually want to get a little bit more information on this, the activation here. What are we activating? What are are we aligning with? What are we aligning with, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. What are we aligning with? The Emperor. So leadership. Taking a leadership position. We got these two cards fall out. Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So for some odd reason, I am connecting with a message. Like when I see the Emperor energy and the Queen of Cups energy, for some reason the message of like sorceress, or like sorceress energy. I'm not sure why that's echoing in my heart, but it is. So I'm sharing the message. So the Emperor is a divine masculine. It's Aries energy, so again, more fire energy present. The blue flame is fire energy as well. But the Emperor is a divine masculine. It's like the quintessential divine masculine energy. Very dominant. Our Emperor with that Aries energy is the initiator, the leader. Very traditional. There's some rigidity to our Emperor energy as well. And our Queen of Cups, to me, is like the divine masculine. And I feel like it's these energies coming together. So this could be talking about somebody or somebodies coming into your life, or you blending energy, whether you identify as the Emperor or the Queen of Cups, but you blending energy with a divine counterpart. And this could be in a relationship sense, a spiritual sense, or just like a partnership, because we do have the Two of Pentacles present as well, which talks about balance as well. So we have two messages about balance. The Six of Cups really talks about partnership. It talks about give and take, and to me it talks about like the cycle of giving and taking of energy as well as resources. To me, the Six of Cups also talks about love and like karmic relationships. Wow, so this could be a really powerful message for somebody. And I feel like it's very specific, not necessarily speaking to all who are connecting with this reading. But there's a strong message here about a twin flame divine counterpart connection coming toward you, and providing balance. A balanced energy is going to be like the sign and the symbol that you know this person is present. There's going to be a magnetic energy, but in opposition. That's why I'm feeling twin flame. I'm not, if you've listened to any of my other readings, I'm not really a twin flamey type of person. That's not what I focus on. But with the blue flame present, this idea of activation, we have the Emperor and the Queen energy together. We have two messages about balance. We have messages about like the past, and I'm feeling like past life energy. It just feels like if you're vibing with the love connection sort of thing, or a partnership as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but it just feels like a connection, a really strong connection that is going to provide balance. This person is going to be where you are weak, they are strong, and vice versa. That's why it feels like very twin flame to me, because I feel like there could be some tension, and even some, as much as you're magnetically connected, there's also a sense of repulsion as well, because they are everything you're not. So very, very interesting. I feel like that's like looking at the bigger picture, having a more expansive mind and heart, and really willing to open yourself up to the potential possibilities that might be presented to you is really important right now. Wow, this energy is so big right now. I'm channeling it. It's so big. If the romantic message is not aligning or vibing with you, I feel like there's just going to be, as we activate and get in alignment with our true purpose, and we start pushing that energy, again, that bigger picture, full moon, expansive, Sagittarius sort of energy, as we start directing that energy into a purpose and a plan that is in alignment with our direction in life, our spiritual and energetic pull in life, I feel like it's gonna end up activating these two energies inside of you. So the Emperor energy, that leadership, divine masculine, very assertive, initiator, get it done sort of thing, that sort of energy, and the Queen of Cups energy, this very Mother Earth, very emotionally intelligent and charming and charismatic and gracious. Those energies are going to actually blend together in a really beautiful way, where it's like all of a sudden you're going to have the right thing to say, and yet you're going to be assertive, and you're going to be making moves, but you're going to be doing it in a very gracious, and like just people are going to be attracted to you and in awe of, you know, how you're able to balance all of these aspects of life, how you're able to be a leader and a boss, but you're also able to be nurturing and empathetic. So there's like this blending and balancing of the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy that's going to come together. It's going to culminate in a way that is really beautiful and harmonious and productive. So all of the energy that you are putting into it is actually going to be fruitful because you're in alignment. So there's really a message here encouraging you to put time and energy into your root work, your shadow work, and getting in alignment with your purpose in life. And once you do that, again, this energy is going to flow, and it's going to catch you off guard in a way, like you're not even going to realize it until you're going to look up and be like, oh my gosh, I'm like making all this work, and it feels easy. So you're going to be giving energy, receiving energy. You're going to be working and being active and asserting and pushing and growing, and then you're also going to be nurturing yourself and those around you. So Six of Cups and the six energies in general to me are about reciprocity, giving and receiving. And it's like this cycle of energy that each one refills the other one, and it continues on and continues on. And that's what this really feels like, that the masculine energy and the feminine energy are going to keep filling each other up and keeping each other going. Really beautiful energy. Really beautiful. And then we have Sodalite as our culminating message today. So speak the truth is the guiding energy for Sodalite. So the message that I am feeling here from Sodalite is, to me, this is the air energy. I feel like we have earth energy present, water energy, we have lots of fire energy, but now we have the earth energy, or not the earth energy, sorry, the air energy, this idea of speaking the truth. And I feel like it's awesome that all of the elements are represented in your reading, because we are talking about balance, and it's not just the balance of opposites like fire and water, but it's the balance of all of the elements, because all of the elements show up in your life in some way. So being cognizant and aware that you need all of them. Some of them you have a strength in more over others, but you need all of them, preferably in a place of balance and harmony. So with our Sodalite, it feels very like King of Swords energy. It feels very judge, like a judge, somebody who cuts through lies. To me, this is also talking about discernment. It could also be referring to, you know, one of your gifts could be connected to this idea of truth telling. So that could be through you know, speaking the truth on a platform, like in like a podcast or radio or something of that sort. It could be writing. It could be this idea of being truthful to yourself and speaking the truth out loud. That's what I'm feeling as well. So recognizing your true gifts and talents, and then affirming those gifts and talents by speaking them out loud. I am a good writer. I am empathetic. I am, you know, a emotionally strong and gifted psychic, or whatever it is. But affirming those truths out loud and using your voice to activate the energies present. All right, beautiful soul. Lots of really powerful, beautiful energy present for you in these hidden messages from Spirit. I feel like there's a lot on the horizon. I feel like there's a lot to come for you. There is a lot to hope for and look forward to. There's a lot of work to do on yourself, because we always have a lot of work to do on ourselves. And I feel like that is the culminating message for you today, this idea of speaking the truth. And in order to speak the truth, you have to know the truth. So going on a sojourn to discover the truth about yourself, your capabilities, I think you will be surprised when you open yourself up to the idea you're expansive. I feel like this full moon in Sagittarius is asking you to expand again, expand your heart space, your emotional world, and look beyond what you've been told and how you've been raised, and working through some of the limitations of our how we were raised and our youth and these subconscious energies that live inside of us, looking beyond, expanding beyond those things and understanding that you are more than those things. But you won't know that until you open your mind and your heart to these other possibilities. So there's a really big encouragement for you in order to receive all this really beautiful energy about balance and divine and masculine energy working together in order for you to achieve your ultimate outcome in life. There is some work that you need to do on yourself and expanding your heart space and speaking truth into your life, affirming the positive things about yourself that you already know and discovering things about yourself that you didn't already know. Whenever people ask me what are my gifts and talents, yes, I often do a deep dive into your astrological birth chart because that definitely gives us some hints and clues. But the simple way to do it is to really go back to childhood and ask, and go back to what were you drawn to as a child. And that's not to say that your interests don't change over time, but a lot of the times as children, we don't question what we like. Society doesn't have any kind of sway on what we are naturally drawn to do. So what was your propensity when you were younger? Were you drawn to music, to writing, to storytelling, to fixing things, to whatever the case may be? What was it? Debating? Just talking? I feel like that would be my daughter. If she ever asked me that, I'll be like, talking. You just wanted to talk. You just wanted to communicate with anybody and everybody who was willing to. So going back to when you were younger and remembering what are the things that you enjoyed doing, that you were good at, maybe even. Writing is something that I enjoy, and it's always been present in my life. As I look back, I can see it clearly showing up and manifesting in so many different ways. And I didn't question it then. I didn't question its manifestations. And now, I feel like there's so much calculations, and we're always trying to now everybody's making everything into a business. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, I would say, more limitations as an adult to figure out what it is that you actually, what is in alignment with who you are and how you function, what are your creative talents. And I feel like figuring that out and nurturing those seeds that's a part of the Queen of Cups world. Creativity also lands in the realm of fire as well. Fire and water actually both have spirituality and creativity connected to them. So that definitely could be another way that the fire and water energy can work in your favor, my love. So these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this reading was helpful for you and gave you some guidance and some insight and some homework for you to work on for the next week, because that is what our Soulful 7's about. Our Soulful 7's are, all about you leaning into your own spiritual, mental, and emotional well-being and growth over the next week. So we don't have any specific questions, but I do feel like there was some homework that came out of your message. Thanks again so much for your time and your energy. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading today. Our energy is focused on, we're asking Spirit, what are the hidden things? We're diving into some hidden messages that Spirit has to share with you today. They could be connected to your dream world. They could be, signs or feelings or vibes, or, maybe you've just been feeling like Spirit has been trying to say something to you and you've not been able to figure out or discern what the message actually is. So that is what we're asking today in our Soulful 7. We're asking Spirit to guide us and give us a little bit of homework, like we always, take a little bit of homework away from these messages on areas that we can focus on in our own spiritual walk and journey. So let's jump right into your message with your guiding energy. Ooh, okay, so we have the full moon in Aries, and we have the waxing Gibeah 6. All right, so I feel like, first of all, that these two energies are screaming to each other. Full moon in Aries. Aries is that fire energy, fiery, action-oriented, intense, sort of Aries energy. Fiery climax is approaching. There's a suggestion that there is something on the horizon, or something that has been building and will finally come to a head eventually. And then our waxing Gibeah 6 is about action. Okay, so that is so Aries energy if I've never seen a connecting decks before. Okay, so I feel like with the harmony of these two cards, that the guiding energy of your message that Spirit has been trying to communicate with you is that action is required for the next step. That you're not going to get wherever you're going. You're not going to get to the end, to the climax, until you take action, until you make a move, until you make a decision. Aries is also a leadership card. Okay? It focuses on, leadership and assertion and taking the first step towards a solution, starting something. So this could definitely be related or connected to business or a job or work or career. This idea of starting something. That vision isn't going to come true. You're never going to be able to iron out all of the, bells and whistles until you actually take action, until you commit and take that first step towards that endeavor, whatever you're pushing after. If it's, if the business message is connecting with you today. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, yes. So the Wheel of Fortune, wow, this is a really beautiful rendering of this card. I'm looking at it, not showing you. Look at it. Oh, no, it's so pretty. I don't know if it's showing up right in the camera, but wow, that's lovely. Okay, distracted. The Wheel of Fortune. To me, this is a really positive sign for whatever you're taking action towards. Whatever popped into your mind or your heart when you heard taking action, when you heard of starting something or beginning something. The Wheel of Fortune is really telling us that, fortune, good luck is on your side right now to have a positive outcome by taking that first step. So we have the Six of Swords. So, the sixes in tarot in general about reciprocity of energy. So giving, taking. Sometimes you're the receiver, sometimes you are the giver. So in this particular situation, it's about, I feel like this is a message of help, that there's going to be somebody to help you on your journey. Like sometimes Aries energy can be very like Lone Ranger, avant-garde, like soul soldier. The one person, it's almost like the soul soldier who goes off on their own to take over the world. And I feel like with the Six of Swords, I feel like there's a message reminding you that it's okay to ask for help, to get help. Sometimes this card has different messages, but I feel like the message connected to our situation today is this idea of receiving, being open to reception, especially if you have strong fire placements in your birth chart. If you have a strong fire placement, so Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo in your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus sign, then this message is definitely for you. If you're kind of a more stubborn person, or you like to like go out on your own, very independent type of energy, I feel like this is saying that it's okay to accept assistance from somebody else, and that you don't have to have all the answers. And for those of you who are a little bit nervous about going out and starting something, maybe you have strong Virgo placements in your chart, or other earth placements in general, because our earth signs can be kind of slower moving. I feel like the message then for you is that you're not in this alone. You know, there are others that can help you, but you do have to speak up, and they're not going to be able to help you if they don't know that you need help to begin with, okay? We also have the Three of Swords present. So both of those signs, like, I feel like I can't ignore the message here that somebody might be going through a difficult situation. A challenging situation. Yeah, so I can't ignore at all like the potential love connotation to this, where we have a fiery climax approaches connected to the Three of Swords. So you could be in some sort of disagreement with your partner or loved one, and the tension is going to basically be coming to a head soon. And I feel like if you don't want it to come to a head, or you don't want it to blow up, then actions are going to need to be taken. If you've been in a place where you've wanted to maybe have a difficult conversation with somebody, but for whatever reason you didn't feel like, it was going to be a very fruitful conversation, the message that I am receiving for you is that you need to take the first step in order to remove that tension, especially if you know that the other person is stubborn and that they're not going to that they're not going to admit to the fact that you all need to talk about it. I'm kind of getting this sense of like a standstill, that maybe both parties have been really stubborn. If you both have strong fire placements or Aries placements in your charts, you've just been stubborn, or even Taurus for some reason, like Taurus Aries combinations, like one partner has strong Taurus, wrong partner has strong Aries. You're just kind of butting heads, like fire hitting against stone. Nobody's really winning or gaining any ground. It's kind of just you're at a standstill right now. But like the tension, like you're at a standstill as in you're not communicating with each other, but the tension is still building and building and building, and eventually the dam is going to break. So the message that I'm getting here for you is if you want to preserve the relationship, then there's going to need to be an intervention, I guess. Somebody's going to need to speak up. Okay, so we also have the Magician present, and the Magician is really talking about manifesting, that you are in a killer place right now for manifestation. You are prime, ripe, and ready to manifest something. So whatever you put your heart and mind in. So you have the Magician, which is about manifestation. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is about like having luck on your side. It feels very like Jupiter energy, very expansive, like anything you touch will turn to gold. And then you also have Aries energy, which is about initiating, starting, being a leader, beginning something, taking action. So I feel like right now, moving forward, like now is the time, if you've had it in your heart to begin something, now is the time to do that. If you're resonating more with the relationship message here, that you are in a place of manifestation right now. So even if you are in a difficult situation with somebody and you've never before been able to like come to some sort of a reasonable conclusion without the other person completely having to fold, whether it's you or them, the message that I'm receiving here is that you're in a place of manifestation. So ask for what you want. If you want this relationship to continue forward, you can manifest that. If you want it to change, you can manifest that. I'm just feeling like you're just in a really, really, really good place. Like, I feel like these two cards together are like just radiating energy, especially because they're both major arcanas. So they're saying like, this is the primary energy. These are the big moves that are happening in your life. You are in a place of manifestation, so do not waste it. You are completely aligned right now. Completely aligned. So don't get distracted either. I'm getting for some of you that maybe this relationship struggle is a distraction to keep you from manifesting something that you're after. So do not allow this to be a distraction for you, because you are in ripe prime manifestation space right now. Oh yeah, the golden children. The golden children to me talks about aligning with your gifts and your talents. I'm telling you right now, woo. Okay. You are aligned, or you will be very, very soon. I feel like if you found this message, you are aligned right now with your purpose and your gifts. You're discovering them. They're becoming very obvious to you right now. I'm just so feeling that hard right now. That I'm even getting the message like, even for some of you, your insecurities might be coming out. As you're learning more about yourself and your spiritual power, and as you approach this space of complete spiritual domination, like, I know this sounds really aggressive, but hey, full moon in Aries, man. Aries is present and accounted for on this one. But it feels like you are going to make some huge progress very, very soon. And with the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords, I feel like there's a potential for some insecurities to creep in, for some negativity, for some sort of a difficult potential like past relationship or past situation, kind of like creeping in negative energy and trying to block or reduce the power that is built up right now. Like with this Aries energy, this waxing Gibby is 6, which is all about this action energy. And we also have the golden children, which to me tells me that you are in alignment with your gifts. Especially if you've been doing your root work, is a message I'm getting here. Like, wow, there's just so much power backing you up right now. Like, and it just feels like it's just collecting and collecting and collecting into this big ball of just power. And you need to be the leader of where that goes, because you are definitely in alignment and in a place of manifestation. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know where that came from. So we have the Rhodochrosite here. You guys listen. Okay, I just said insecurities, and I just talked about insecurities, and Rhodochrosite is all about remembering your worth, okay? You are worthy, my love. You are worthy of these blessings, of these manifestations, of finding synchronicity and finding just like feeling like life is working in your favor, being connected, living in your purpose. You are worthy of that. You are worthy to manifest the life that you desire. The things in your past, they're in your past. Six of Swords talks about ferrying you away, moving away from troubled waters and moving into calmer waters. Remember your worth. Oh my gosh, that's so huge. I feel like that's your lesson this week. We are gonna get one more crystal. Ooh, ignite your passion. I love it. Okay. Sorry, I just got turned up. So ignite your passion to me is very much in alignment and on par with the other conversations connected to our full moon in Aries energy. I feel like Aries is just showing out in your reading today. Like you are in a place of fiery, like, passion. I feel like you are in alignment with your passion, or you're like about, like you're just on the cusp of it. Like you're just about to find that passion, those rare gifts. You're gonna dig into that, and you're really gonna put that full moon and Aries energy into it. You're advocating for yourself. You're pushing your ideas. You're starting that business or whatever it is that you want, or starting that project, or writing that book, or traveling, doing whatever it is that you are pulled to do that is connected to your specific gifts and talents and manifestation. And part of this manifestation has to do with pushing, action, passion, doing, forward momentum. I'm turned up right now. Just this energy is flowing. This is so exciting. You are in the perfect place for manifestation right now. If you had any doubt, this reading is confirming how aligned you are. You are in alignment. So do not be afraid, okay? These past things, leave them in the past. You are worth a positive and uplifting future. Leave the troubled waters behind. So if you are struggling with some things in the past, if you're struggling with self-worth, then that is your Soulful 7 homework, okay? So typically, we pull from the Soul Truth deck, and we have questions that you take to answer with you. But today we're not doing that. Our messages and your homework coming right from Spirit. So Spirit is encouraging you to dig down, do some shadow work. If you went through a really challenging situation that put your self-worth in a really uncomfortable position, I feel like there's a strong message here for you to really attack that situation. Go back now that you have some space between now and when it happened. Go back and be very analytical and analyze what it was about that situation that was a challenge for you. And what lessons are you meant to take from that heartache and that hardship? Maybe you didn't actually process that situation properly, and so now we need to go back and we need to move through that pain, okay? To get ourselves to a place of to a strong position of self-worth, and knowing that what happened in the past is in the past. We're leaving troubled waters behind. We're moving into calmer waters. We're moving into a place of a strong worth. We are in alignment. We are navigating our gifts. We are nurturing them, and we are manifesting positive energy that is in alignment with our passion and our purpose. Okay, so my beautiful soul, wow, this reading was so intense. Thank you so much for your energy and your time today. I certainly hope that the messages presented before you were helpful. If they were, make sure to drop a comment. Let me know. If something did resonate, click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. As well as, if you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. All my available readings will be on Etsy and Etsy alone. Okay. So thank you so much for your time and energy, beautiful kindred soul, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. Again, we are asking spirits, what are the hidden things, hidden messages? Could be related to your unconscious or subconscious mind. So things that you maybe been seeing in your dreams. There might have been synchronicities or numbers or other things that you've been seeing in the world around you, and you may have been feeling like spirit is trying to speak to you, but you have not been able to discern what the message has been. Okay, so we're asking spirit, even if you maybe haven't been seeing any of those things, we are asking spirit today, what are some those deep hidden truths that we need to hear right now? Okay, so let's go ahead and flip over your guiding energy. So we have waxing moon, energy's gaining momentum, and we have the waxing crescent 4. which focuses on self-love. All right, so I feel like, especially if you've been working on your self-love, so I also want to call attention to the fact that this was a 6. This card is number 6. And love in numerology, 6 is related to romance and love. And so in this particular situation, we're talking about self-love. And the message that I'm receiving for you is that your journey to a positive, strong position of self-love is actually gaining momentum. So if you feel like, you've been you've been working on your self-love, you've been working on your self-worth, you've been working through really difficult past situations, the message that I am receiving for you is that it's not a waste, that all of the work and effort that you've been putting in so far to your self-love journey and to your spiritual journey you're going to see fruit. It's gaining momentum. And it's not like you're probably at this point not yet seeing the fruits of your labor, if you will, or not yet maybe seeing some things that you've been trying to manifest. But the message that I am receiving here is that energy, because working on yourself and positioning yourself to be the best version of who you are, of getting in alignment with your path and your purpose, solidifying your worthiness to be in this world, period, but also to be in alignment and to have a beautiful life, a good life that feels good and you feel free and you're fulfilled, is what you deserve. That you're worthy of that. So as you're working through that energy and those feelings, and that self-love and building that self-love, which encompasses so many different things. Self-love is just connected to so many different aspects of our world. That energy is gaining momentum. It's quieter, it's softer. I feel like the other 2 readings today were very, divine masculine, very outwardly expressive, very fiery sorts of assertive and passionate messages. But I feel like this one's more subdued. It feels more watery. It feels more earthy. It feels more inner strength. We're building our inner world. That's really what feminine energy is about. Both masculine and feminine energy are strong. They're just strong in different ways. So masculine energy is strong outwardly. Masculine energy asserts its power onto the world, out into the world. Whereas feminine energy works on inner strengths. I feel like it could probably be connected to the soft skills, right? Water is, that divine feminine energy is that those soft skills, those people skills, those community building skills, that self-worth, that self-care, that inner strength, that inner balance, that inner harmony, very sustainable sort of energy. So that's really what the focus of this reading does feel like it is. It's more watery. And then we have called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So I do feel like some of you might be psychics, is the message that I'm getting. Light workers, psychics, clairvoyance, whatever other kind of spiritual medium that you are coming into the realization and acceptance of your spiritual gifts and talents are being nurtured right now. And I feel like that's the perfect word, especially when we're talking about this divine feminine energy, this very watery sort of community building and inner world nurturing sort of energy. So you're being called to lean into your gifts and your talents, okay? And then we also have lifting the veil as well, which is encouraging you to question everything and to remove things out of your life that are not in alignment. And in order to know what to remove, you have to be in alignment. So there's definitely a strong message in that. Like, what is alignment? What does that look like in your world? And I think that's what we're working on here. I feel like that's what we're working on. I don't feel like we're quite done yet, so I feel like that's our homework for, coming out of this Soulful 7. Our homework is definitely to continue on the path. I feel like Spirit is just letting you know, like, all the work that you're doing on yourself, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, is not going unnoticed. That the seeds are being planted in fertile ground and they will produce fruit. You just can't see it quite yet. It's building momentum. It is coming into its own, but right now it's still being nurtured. It's in the process. And in order to make room for these blessings that are going to come in droves and abundantly, you must be aligned. You must be in alignment. You must be aligned with your purpose, your path, your gifts, all of those items. So I do feel like it feels like we're like on the cusp of something, like we're approaching something, because it does talk about it's time to step up, and it's telling you to, purge things out of your life that are not in alignment and in harmony with the current messages that the current, I guess, mode of living that you want to live. And I feel like this is all in preparation for you to step up. And when it is time to step up, you're going to know it. You're going to get the signs. And I feel like Spirit is saying, especially if you're a more low-key, laid-back, more divine, feminine, water, earth type of person, the Spirit is saying there's going to be a time where you need to answer the call. Okay? Like, yes, preparation, you're good at that. You're okay. That's kind of your safe space in a way. And I feel like Spirit is saying eventually you're going to get to the point where you're going to be called to take action, to step up, and to get out of your comfort zone. And I feel like this is just a message, like, kind of just letting you know, like, hey, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder. I'm going to tag you. I'm going to pass the baton to you. And I'm going to need you to be ready to step up. Especially if that's not your kind of mode of operation. All right, so we have the Five of Wands. And I definitely feel like that's connected to this lifting of the veil card here, which does talk about purging things that are part of your old life, that are a part of that, that time in your life when you were insecure, that time in your life when you were maybe doing some things that were self-sabotaging. It's time to purge all of that negativity inside of yourself, and also making sure that the world outside is reflecting what you want to be in your inner world. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, which it does talk about almost like boredom, or like just emotional unfulfillment, disappointment. I feel like that's also a part of your purging. I feel like that's a part of your purging. Like this idea of being bored, or this idea of like the world should entertain you. I feel like that's definitely a part of your old life, if you will, and that needs to be removed, purged. I'm over here struggling because the Fool card popped out. I love these illustrations, by the way. They're so pretty. Definitely feel like the Fool is telling you that we're going on an adventure. I feel like that's definitely connected, like taking the leap of faith, going on an adventure. Yeah, I think it's definitely connected to our called card here, that you will be called to go on this journey to navigate this path. Okay, one more. Nine of Cups. I think the Nine of Cups is a really positive sign. The Nine of Cups is about confidence. From the inside out. And I feel like, again, that's just so in alignment. That feels like that's the guiding energy of our message today, is this idea of building confidence. This idea that the energy that you're putting into your self-love is gaining momentum and getting in alignment and nurturing your gifts and your talents, purging negativity, things in the past, the feeling of, you know, just being bored or just being uninterested in things, like leaving all that behind, purging that energy and moving into a space and a place of, you know, nurturing yourself and getting excited and interested about your life. As you develop these gifts and these talents, as you work on your self-love and your self-worth and all the things that are tied into self-love from a physical, spiritual, and emotional space, you're going to have an abundance of confidence, and you're going to be sitting, you know, you're going to be sitting proud, and you're going to be sitting straight, and you're going to be able to look people in the eyes and confidently present your gifts and your talents, okay, as you go on this adventure once you are called to do. So I feel like the culminating energy here on the edge is really potent and powerful. And I'm really just feeling called to maybe pull some crystal energy, some final messages through our crystals. Let's see. It's a really beautiful message, though. Aquamarine, go with the flow. One more. Go with the flow. Okay. Be kind to yourself. Yes. Do, by all means, be kind to yourself. So we have pink opal and aquamarine. And, you know, I feel like we oftentimes are the hardest on ourselves. We lean in on ourselves, and sometimes we have unreasonable expectations for ourselves that are not helpful, and in fact hurtful to our own soul growth. And I feel like you are working through that as you're working on your own self-love and your own self-worth. You leaning into your gifts and your talents, and you're starting to navigate them more confidently, while you're also, you know, working on shadow work and root work and discernment and purging things out of your life that are not serving you, that are not in alignment with your path, that are not productive, that are not positive and uplifting. And as you're going through this place and space of transition and transformation, you are being kind to yourself. At least that's the message from Spirit. And I know that there's a soul truth card. Again, today we don't have our soul truth cards. We're just, you know, I'm just channeling messages from Spirit today. And the homework for you, and I know that there's a soul truth card about being kind to yourself. So the homework for you to take with you to journal on and to contemplate and just meditate on for the week is going to be this idea of like kindness. Like, what are some things that you can do with yourself to increase or invoke kindness and gentleness from yourself to yourself? What are some things that maybe you've been resistant to that you need to flow with and go with? So I do want to point out that aquamarine here is green, and that is connected to the heart chakra energy. So I do feel like there's a message of being open and receptive, and this idea of planting seeds in fertile soil is really connected to me to the energy of that heart chakra. So, doing yoga poses and affirming your open heart and doing different things and saying different things and affirming the fact that your heart is open, not only to love, but also to, financial benefits, open to yourself, open to loving yourself, open to being kind to yourself, open to new opportunities, open to new friendships and to people and to traveling, because that adventure, that Fool card that's connected to your calling here is going to there's going to be a more positive transition from the space of development that you're in. So you're right now the butterfly in the cocoon, or you're in the chrysalis right now and you're forming into a butterfly, and eventually you will break out of this chrysalis. You will outgrow this chrysalis, and in order to make that transition smoother, there is a message here about flowing, opening your heart, going with the flow, being open, being malleable and changeable, and just understanding that the only certain thing in life is change, and just having that mindset. So I feel like, again, homework could be, how can opening up your heart chakra, how can I be more mutable and changeable, how can I navigate change better, how do I currently navigate change, and if you don't navigate it well, let's come up with some strategies on how to better navigate change. So I feel like those are kind of two questions, or maybe you can take both of them with you for this week, or you can choose one of them to lean in, or lean on, I should say. Either way, and any way, whichever way you decide, you can't go wrong. So, beautiful soul, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful, that this was uplifting for you, and positive. If something did resonate, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I do a variety of different readings, and all the available readings that I'm offering right now will be available on my Etsy shop, so you can check that out. The links to everything will be in the description. So thank you so much for spending your precious time and sharing space with me today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.